What's a dumb question that someone seriously asked you? I regularly tell people to go into the bathroom, write your name on the cup, and put it in the metal box on the wall. Here are the most common things they say. Are there cups in there? Yep. Is there a pen? Yep. Where do I put it? Metal box. What are we doing? Urine sample. I didn't know I'd have to pee today, it's a doctor office. Always assume you'll have to pee in a cup. And I often have to search the bathroom after for the urine cup. It's been put everywhere from the top of the toilet paper roll holder to behind the soap dispenser. I was helping a lady with her laptop. She had a laptop plugged into 2 monitors. I was there for something else, but she asked me if she could have one of the monitors vertical. So I set it up for her and adjusted the display settings. She then asked me if she could get rid of the laptop because she only needs the 2 monitors. I had to explain that the laptop is the computer and she needs it for the monitors to work. This is why I have a job. My roommate in college was taking the train home for the holidays, but had never done so before. She asked me which car she should sit in to make it to her stop. He meant whether she should sit in the commuter car, but she legitimately believed that the train would split up to go to different cities, so she needed to sit in a certain car to make it to her stop. A whole country. I was at work checking out my house from Russian imaging satellites, and there was a cloud blocking just my house, and a guy watching me says, "Click the zoom button and get under it." I don't want to alarm my neighbors when that satellite goes zooming by their house and all. I had a cop ask me what I was doing. I was sitting in a bus shelter. A part of me wanted to say, waiting for the Robert E. Lee, a steamboat for those that don't know. I said I was waiting for a bus. He wanted to know how long was going to be there. When the next bus comes I will be gone. He told me, see that you do that. Part of me wanted to sit there to see what would happen. When working for a fire alarm and sprinkler related company, a customer asked if we could remotely turn off their sprinkler system. I had residents complain about trees existing in parks and woodlands, animals existing in nature, cars parking legally in front of their homes, and a great many other absurd things to complain about. I worked at a phone store. Customer, wouldn't it be cheaper if I got my own phone line and left my family plan? Me, how much do you pay now? Customer, nothing, my family pays for it. Me, I think it would be cheaper for you family if you left the plan, but you would have to cover your own bill. Customer, I guess I'll just stay on my family plan. I suddenly had multiple people ask me if the only sex I have is threesomes after I've told them I'm bisexual. They genuinely look confused. They don't comprehend that bisexual doesn't mean you always have sex with both a man and a woman at the same time. One person asking me this would have been dumb enough, but I've had at least 4 of them. Can I have your glasses? I got asked this today from a kid who doesn't wear glasses. They claimed it would make them smarter because their teacher took away their fake glasses. I'm like, kid, you wouldn't even be able to physically see out of my glasses. I have a 4.5 in one eye, and the 4.0 in my other eye, I think. Years ago in biology class we were talking about aliens and a girl asked me if I believed in them. I responded something like, if I had to guess I'd say there's probably life out there. She stared at me and with a sarcastic and dismissive tone asked, so you think there are other people in the world? Context: I'm a 1/6F, and this was first semester of sophomore year, which is my current school year, in a creative writing class. How do you spell school? Is it SCOOL? This is why I sit in the corner, keep quiet and keep to myself with my nose buried in a book. Can I get a double cheeseburger without cheese? ... Proceed to ring up double hamburger, which is priced cheaper. No, I want a double cheeseburger with nitrogen monoxide cheese. ... So a double hamburger. No, double cheeseburger, nitrogen monoxide cheese. What aren't you understanding? The stupidest thing is getting into my face and screaming at me to put 2 SD connections back the way they were. He screamed in my face one more time, and suddenly that punk got knocked 6 feet backwards. I'm handicapped, but I don't like assholes to begin with. 7. I worked at a 24-hour diner and got is the country fried steak. Chicken or steak? Followed up with if it's chicken, I'll take that. I'm a vegetarian. She then proceeded to order a tuna melt with onion rings and ranch dressing. Work in retail. Customer asked me if I can show her where this certain type of bacon was. I expected her to show me a pic of a bag of bacon with the brand name on it. She just showed me a random piece of bacon. Bless her heart. Had someone asked me to do something about the bugs while they were eating lunch at a restaurant I worked at. They were sitting on the patio. Which was surrounded with planters full of beautiful Louisiana. Someone asked how to get upstairs. I pointed to the stairs and said THR stairs. They then asked, how do I use the stairs? I looked really confused and said, you walk up them. They kinda looked a little shocked and then left. Was at work when the eclipse happened the other day and it got dark as it needed totality. A co-worker of mine was looking around and asked me where the moon was and if you could see during the eclipse since the sky was dark. Had to get an overnight FedEx to Canada from US late in the business day in the 90s. Asked admin to hurry to get the FedEx office for an international shipment. She asked why hurry as Canada was one of the states. WAIT Army Group Center didn't capture Moscow. He claimed to be an enjoyer of history, and he has logged several hundred hours on HI4. I had to correct him. AGC crawled as far as Kimki, but no farther. In my backyard on a fine summer day. Hey, what's that thing in your pool? A thermometer. What does it do? Dumbfounded, I reply. It measures the therms. Yeah, we don't hang out with him anymore. I work in a cafeteria, so I frequently hear questions like, what's in the cheesy broccoli soup? Or what kind of pizza is there? Red pepper and broccoli. What's on it? Red peppers and broccoli. Years ago, when I worked a gas station in New Jersey, a guy with mass plate asked for directions to some town in Tennessee. I advised him to buy a damn map before GPS. I mean, how do you get this far, bud? I worked at Walmart and a customer asked, hey, do you know what president is from Plains, Georgia? I said Jimmy Carter. He said right. I asked a bunch of black guys and they didn't know. Okay. I was at a place that sells take and bake dough for dinner rolls. It's also a restaurant. When I went to the counter with for dozen, the guy asked, are these for here or to go? I guess he was tired. Not a question. But when I took my wife on her first cruise, she was convinced that you wouldn't be able to see the sunset because there was no land for it to set over. I was truly dumbstruck. My mother asks me the dumbest fucking questions. Don't ask me why. She walk in, see me drinking a bourbon and RTD and ask me, are you on the booze? No mum, it's a fucking protein shake. Not a question per se. But my ex-girlfriend was shocked when I told her that the wood was obtained from trees. It should be noted that at that time she was 33 years old and had a master's degree. Then do you think it'll snow tonight? Me, no. There's no clouds, then what difference does that make? Me, where do you think snow comes from? Them, I dunno. The wind. This just happened yesterday. I mentioned that glass is good at blocking some shorter wavelengths of light, like ultraviolet. What about visible light? Bonus, he has a PhD in physics. I live in Pennsylvania. I made a remark to my buddy, and it's strange how we only refer to ourselves as our state abbreviation PAPA. And he asks back, what's the abbreviation for PA? I was one of the only black kids in my junior high, probably one of the only black kids the other students had seen at the time in this city. One of them asked how I know when I'm clean. If Sylvester Stallone is staring in Rocky was a new movie coming out. The person was not too young to remember, but was around in the 70s and 80s when the many Rocky movies came out. A woman at the store asked me whether all my kids were from the same father. Some looked like my family, some looked like my husband's. Still, how do you decide to ask a stranger that? I'm a dog groomer. Here are some good ones. Can you wash my dog in smart water? Why is his butthole so big? But won't shaving my matted doodle make him a different breed? Sis, what are you eating? Me ice cubes. I'm eating water. Sis, no you're not, that's not water. Me proceeds to explain what ice cubes were made from. Sis, I'm an educator for an IT company. The people I teach already have an IT job. Had someone ask me what do you mean? Right click. And no, they weren't a lifelong Mac user. I was showing a friend what a telescope is and how to use it and pointing out all the constellations and planets I knew. And he legitimately asked me where's My friend asked whose party is going on when we were celebrating his birthday. He wasn't drunk and it took him 5 minutes to understand why we were laughing. A deer, an elk, and the moose are the same thing, right? Yes. Sandra, they're the same animal. That's why they have different names and look nothing alike. I'm non-binary and have had so many people ask me, well, if I can't call you ma'am and can't call you sir, what should I call you? My name is a good start. I'm Canadian and lived in Orlando, FL for a year and got asked so many dumb questions about Canada. One being, do they celebrate Christmas up in Canada? Had a customer ask if she could pay her bill over the phone. I asked what kind of credit card ... cash. She wanted to pay cash over the phone. My social studies teacher in 12th grade, so being an atheist means you worship Satan, right? I think most of you can tell why that's stupid.